Another political debate, and this is just ahead of the youngest state of Bharat going to polls for the second time around, Telangana. The debate over religious revdi has sparked massive debate. Now, first, the Election Commission revoked permission for the BRS government to distribute financial aid to farmers under the Raitu Bandhu scheme due to a model code violation, and then CM Chandrasekhar Rao making a big pledge to woo the minority community. Now, KCR has said that if the government is chosen to power again, he will set up a special information technology park for Muslim youth near Pahadi Sharif in Hyderabad. The Congress and the BJP slamming appeasement by KCR, but the BRS hitting back, accusing the Congress and the BJP of also indulging in appeasement politics. The BRS claiming that the Congress promised jobs to minority community and an honorarium to minority priests, among other aspects, a 4,000 crore budget which was being mentioned in their manifesto. BRS accusing the BJP of organizing free darshan for devotees at Ayodhya. But the larger question is these conditional SOPs, and especially such huge amounts and such huge commitments, are they yet again promoting othering, the very factor that saw Bharat being split on the grounds of religion in 1947. Shazia Elmi, National Spokesperson of the BJP, and Krishank Manne, Chairman Telangana State Mineral Development Corporation with us. Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you very much. Krishank Manne, first to you, sir. Why make these commitments? Why this entire effort to appease and look at people as vote banks and say, I'll promise you this, you give me this? This is very transactional, isn't it?
Well, Anand, one thing we should understand is that Pahadi Sharif, which is right adjacent to this old city and this Pahadi Sharif area, there we have a 30-acre land beside Pahadi Sharif, where we have the densely populated Muslim youth there. And what is wrong if we are bringing Muslims to the IT? It's good, na? Giving employment opportunities to them. So, because that area, it is densely populated. So to encourage minority, I'll tell you one thing. Telangana government has hundreds of minority residential schools. We give them English education, food, good uniform, and that is why they are coming, studying as equal to other castes and religions, which has to be appreciated.
But Krishank I'm interrupting you, but here is it. Are you trying to say there is no area in Telangana which has got at least majority Hindu population and there is 30 acres of land? Have you promised a Hindus only school, IT park? Have you promised that? Secondly, if you are promoting schools and tech parks or places which is only for Muslims, how is there equality? How are they studying together? Aren't you creating othering? Muslims will study here, others will study there. Muslims are different, Hindus are different. Isn't this othering? Shouldn't there be a tech park where everybody can go based on merit, based on qualification?
Definitely there are. Anand, you should actually do a case study with Telangana. Telangana has IT parks for everyone. Telangana has a Brahman Parishad. Telangana has a Christian Bhavan. Telangana has for different communities, different scopes also. We have a Komram Bhim Bhavan for the tribals too. And now one IT park for the Muslim.
No, see, that's a difference. See, to have a culture center for a community is different from having an educational spot or places like schools and other work areas for particular communities and castes served. That there is a difference, sir. You are allowed to propagate culture and to have community centers for a cultural basis. But beyond that, you then start sowing divide. Muslims will only live here, Muslims will only go there, Hindus will only live here, Hindus will only go there, and then, a backward caste will go there, they will only, you're not uniting society, you're not creating an equal society, you're creating a divided society. That's the argument I'm placing. May I just bring in Shazia Almi and then please counter, please. Okay, sir, 20 seconds and then Shazia ji. 20 seconds to Krishank.
For decades, no one have brought them out, and that is why they are underdeveloped. So we are actually taking an initiative to bring them out from the poverty and giving an opportunity.
Sir, in that case, do it for economically weaker sections and not just for one particular community, because poor are everywhere. Poor are everywhere, sir. Shazia ji. Krishank ji, please yield. Okay, Shazia ji.
I have a lot to say on this subject. Now, the very fact that the socio-economic indices for the Muslim community are perhaps the lowest. And we have to thank, of course, the so-called secular governments which have been in power for more than 5 to 6 decades. Now, the need is being felt just at the onset of elections by a political party which has been in power for no less than 9 years, 10 years rather, to now suddenly remember Muslims. Now, I want to ask them the question. This reminds me of what Hamid Ansari said, the Vice President, that all the resources of India, the rightful heirs to those would be, beneficiaries of those should be the Muslims. Now, my question is, you look at the central welfare schemes, far more disproportionate to the population of Muslims in India, which is 14%. The actual beneficiaries are almost 30 to 28%, which means that 28 to 38% beneficiaries are Muslims, which only goes to show that there's all the so-called secular parties, or parties talking about Muslims and minorities, and have done very little for them. This is a testimony to that. But also it goes on to say that when you treat Muslims, you don't just other them, you perpetuate their minorityism and use it only to fulfill your vote bank needs, and which is the worst kind of disservice you can do to the Muslims. Also, you create and alienate them further by making these announcements, because you make the divide between the two communities wider, because you declare this, you have only one interest, Muslim vote bank. You don't really care, because if you cared, you would not have felt the need to declare this now, but would have done
Sir, a Parsi gentleman
more in the last 19 years to make sure there is level playing field.
A gentleman
So
who works with the Parsi community is saying there are 1200. There are
vulgar form of appeasement.
I totally
Very
agree, ma'am.
vulgar form of appeasement.
Shahzad ji, minorities, frankly, the fact is our constitution doesn't define the word minority. Ideally, they should not be. They should be those groups which are 2 to 3% of the population, and that's why they require representation. Not those who are 15, 20% of the population. That's the dangerous game. 2%, 1% of the 1200 Parsis, they are not very well to do in Hyderabad, sir. Nothing's been done for them. Sikhs in Hyderabad, nothing done for them. Buddhists in Hyderabad, where is there a separate institution to equalize them and to bring them to levels? Sir, my point is, Mr. Mane, that this is what it is. It's a vote bank game. Let's accept it. If it's a vote bank game, then why play it? Because you're only dividing, sir. They are the second largest majority in the country, and if they continue to call, and if they're continuously branded minority, and if they are othered, there will be never Samanvaya. We are again looking at further dividing our society and our country. Yes, Krishanji.
Anandji, I'll tell you, in the Minority Commission, there is a representative. A government gives a representative from the Jain community. It is totally wrong that, some particular communities which are minorities are ignored. This is a government for all. I mean, while we celebrate Batkama, which is our local festival, by distributing saris to all the Hindu women, we have Kalyan Lakshmi of 1,01,116 for Hindu girls. At the same time, we have a Shadi Mubarak too. We distribute clothes for the Ramzan also. So we are balancing it. So like you said, we are not doing it only for the Muslims. There are many other. I mean, we have built up a Yadadri. KCR has built a Yadadri.
Krishanji, my humble submission is, if women are getting married, you give them gifts. Why should it be branded that this is for Hindu girls and this is for Muslim women, Muslim girls? That's where you are making the difference. No? You give it to women who are getting married or girls who are getting married. The second part, sir, like I said, this 30 acres of land where you are building something, you are building for the group that is in majority in that area. Na? You are not building it for those who are in minority in that area.
Anandji,
are you getting my point, sir? You are branding it minority benefit, but you are building it in an area where they are in majority.
Anandji,
तो ये क्या है?
Because जब आपने चर्चा minorities के बारे में किया, that is why I explained about what we are doing to the Hindus. Now, I should say that, for decades, our nation has, Muslim universities. I think where should the buck start from? If we are being blamed today for bringing up a IT park at an area where there is densely populated Muslim youth there, then probably whole India should ratify Muslim universities.
Okay.
I want to correct you, sir.
Okay, Shahzad ji wants to counter you.
So very politely,
you put up practice.
Sir, very kindly, I would like to, very kindly, if you allow me to correct you, there is no provision in the Indian Constitution to have any central grants to universities to be divided or based on religion. You can have private universities and private institutions which can be religious in nature or can be encouraging one community over others. But the government cannot come in, cannot indulge in any such and will be considered discriminatory, because India is a secular democracy. So the constitution stipulates that there is no way a university can be only for Hindus or Muslims if the central grants are being paid for it, or even the state grants. Now, privately funded universities can be there. Similarly, when you talk about IT park only for Muslims, you are actually violating the basic principles of the constitution. That's one thing. But
that's how you are conveniently wording it. See, Krishan Mane, that's where you are conveniently wording it. What was your explanation? What was your explanation, Krishangi? What was your explanation? That 30 acre of land is in an area which is majority Muslims. So, are you trying to say that in that IT park, Muslims will not be allowed? All those who are in minority there, they will be allowed. That means minority means Hindus, Jains, Sikhs, Buddhists in that area. They will be the ones who will be allowed in that area. No, you said, what did you say? They are in majority in number, maximum number of Muslim youth. That's why I'm making. So you are playing conveniently, hiding up behind the word minority. Then in that case, you are building something for the majority in that area. You are not building something for the minority in that area.
Anandji, my prayer is anyone from Hyderabad, anyone, in fact, outside also, if they can come get a job, they can definitely. This is ours is a world-class city. We welcome everyone. But our target is to develop the Muslim youth who haven't seen development in decades.
So then you say you are building the IT park for Muslims, not for minorities. See, because the Muslims are majority in that area where you are building this.
There is backwardness majority in that area. There is a backwardness. And which community is there?
Sir, this is what is happening. This is the dangerous. This is the dangerous part, sir. This is the dangerous part, sir, that you are trying to guide or disguise or cloak direct Muslim appeasement in the garb of minorities in an area where Muslims are in majority. That's the whole part. You're not doing anything for anybody who's in minority in a particular area. If you want to do something for the economically weaker section, you do it and open it for anybody who's got an income of less than 10 lakh rupees and any family. Then you would still welcome it. But the moment you start doing it on the name of religion and then cloak it as minority welfare, then sir, we are playing a dangerous game with our country. We are sowing seeds of yet another division, yet another separation, and we are continuously pushing this othering mechanism. That's dangerous, sir. I have to wind up. I've run out of time. But I wish everybody all the best as Telangana. Yeah. Shazia Almi and Krishan Mane, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we'll have Anshul Singh.